Went and saw Midnight Oil. Mentioned Midnight Oil on the show last week. Mentioned it again this week.
Oh, hang on.
Midnight Oil
where?
at a winery near Geelong.
And see, once you put classic band and winery in the same sentence, I'm seeing baby boomers embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh, man, it was an old crowd. We went with our kids, though, who are teenagers now. Her daughter in particular is a big Midnight Oil fan. And so...
So it was okay?
Oh, it was great. We got down the front.
Was there a... Would they have a...
Yeah, they had a mosh pit, but they're not... I mean, they're all...
People be doing their hips.
They're all over
doing
50.
their knees.
Yeah,
they'd be,
all, Yeah, don't worry.
Oh, I've done my shoulder. Don't... because...
It was raining. Oh, boy. And then Rob, the drummer, got COVID. So...
Well, they do have another drummer.
No, he did the gig and then he tested and he had COVID. So they had to cancel a few gigs. Anyway,
Yeah.
I've been a big Midnight Oil fan for years.
Favourite song?
Oh, gee, I like it. Well, they didn't play some of my favourite songs.
Really?
Well,
You at bar.
They did that one. And, some of the new songs are good. I like some of the new stuff, actually. But I love some of the classics, like Beds Are Burning. Some of the really old stuff, like Back on the Borderline, they played. I'm back on the borderline. Anyway, because I saw the Oils when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm 56. So they've been part of... And as Kieran was saying, that it's nostalgic for you because the songs bring back memories, of when you saw them.
That's true.
And it's like seeing a bit of history of band like that. It's like seeing AC/DC. So it was... Anyway, we lost the car. It took 2 hours to...
What do you mean? Oh, you didn't... You had nowhere to... Because when you go to the airport, you got to take a photograph of it.
We just parked in a paddock.
And you're like, that's fantastic.
And then they march you out. They go this way. And we're like, where's the car?
Because there's no reference point.
No. Anyway, it took 2 hours from...
No.
Yeah, the concert went for 2 hours. By the time we got in the car and were driving out, it was like an hour and a half. Because there was all traffic too. It's just banked up for hours. Banked up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, it's annoying. But you're on a bit of a high. But anyway, what amused me was they had a brass section, right? And the brass section, so a trumpet, a trombonist, and a sax player. And they would play the big songs like, U.S. Forces or Power and the Passion.
They'd sit down and do a Sudoku or something.
And then they come back on. So, and what interested me was the trombonist had a music stand with the sheet music on it.
Wow. Which means he's probably not a regular.
Yeah, but come on, mate. You're only playing 5 songs. Memorise. And so they did Power and Power and the Passion. Goes, oh, the power and the passion. And they walk on halfway during the song because the brass section come in right then when it goes ba ba da ba ba. And so it's just 3 lines repeated, right? Now, I'm no musician, but I can tell that's 3. And so he comes on, he's like, and so the trumpet player and the sax player, they didn't need sheet music. They'd learnt the songs, but this guy's like, and you see him all getting stressed. He's like flipping through the book. Oh, okay, we're and he's looking around, and then he's like, okay, here we go. Ba ba da ba, and he flipped the page. Ba. I'm like, mate, it's 3 lines. You're playing with the Oils.
Yeah.
Can't you remember them?
Yeah, but sure that Peter Garrett didn't have one of those little screens down the front that Frank Sinatra had.
Well, he's almost 70. He's 60. He's 68, I think, Peter Garrett.
I met him once. He's a lovely guy.
Yeah, I did Specs and Specs with him.
Yeah.
And I showed him my year 11 folder that had him on the front.
He would love that. Yeah. So now, did you buy food while you were there?
No, we had fish and chips beforehand, so we were pretty full. But
because I think they'd be doing like Devonshire teas and stuff like that for the old
the
people.
oldies,
It's a cake, maybe.
A lot of drinking going on.
A lot of alcohol. A lot of oh God! Was there anything ugly happen? Was there anyone carted off or anything?
No. Well, the last time I saw Midnight Oil, Jim, the guitarist keyboardist, fell off the platform, the little bit of the stage, and ripped a tendon.
Oh yeah, that's terrible.
And so Peter Garrett came out and said, "All right, guys, Jim's had a fall. We're just going to do an acoustic number, then we're going to go look after Jim." And all the over 50s like, yeah, fair enough. I know, good physio.
Well, they wouldn't need security really because he wouldn't have anyone really.
No one's running
stabbing. No one's getting stabbed like at Rolling Stones concert or something.
No, you're right. The only potential is a heart attack of one of the band members or someone.
They must have had a defib.
There'd be a defib for
sure.
There'd
be a couple of defibs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Defibs, physios, that kind of stuff.
People getting low blood sugar, maybe getting a little bit of a burst or something.
Pano blankets.
Yeah.
But anyway,
heat bags for a bit of a sore hip. $2 for 10 minutes.
$2 heat bag over here. $2 heat bag. No, they were great. Anyway, here comes our music, unfortunately.
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related. Now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Not as good as Midnight Oil. No, pretty good.
Yeah.
Come on.
So welcome aboard.
Somehow related.
Somehow related.
2 topics, and we've got to work out how they're related. This is correct, isn't it?
Yep.
And should we get the topics? Let's just get them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Let's get straight into it this week.
The Ute and Church on Sunday. We've had a few religious and church subjects lately, so if you've got any stories about Sunday school, let's hear those. But start with the Ute.
Oh, they built the Ute. The Ute's an Australian invention.
It is an Australian invention. Made for farmers?
I think someone told me, one of my kids told me this, that it was pitched to Henry Ford, and he's just laughed it out of the room and said, "Oh, that's ridiculous. Who's going to buy that?"
Because it's well, let's talk about it. It's a tray with. Does it? The first ones didn't have sides on the trays, did they?
No, you're right.
So you could throw the hay bales
Hay
in,
bales.
and then you could drive up. You could drive around, and it was meant for farm work. It wasn't meant for.
Now though, you see hipsters driving him around the inner
Oh,
city.
yeah, it's a cool thing to have.
What do you got a Ute for, mate? The guy used to live next door to us, who admittingly worked in a factory, but he was like a foreman. He had this massive Ute. And the local handyman would say, "You seen how bloody clean the tray is? There's nothing been in it."
Yeah, that's right. What is it? It's utility.
Yeah.
Utility means various.
And you know who also loves a Ute? Terrorist organisations.
Do they?
Oh, you look at the Taliban and ISIS, they're always driving in the Toyota Utes, and they got the machine gun mounted in the back.
Didn't you used to go around? Didn't politicians go around and then stand on the back of a Ute?
Yes, and do the speech.
Do the tour with the megaphone or something, or
Absolutely. Have you ever owned a Ute?
Me?
No.
I'm an Audi guy.
You're an Audi.
Well, if the Audi put out a Ute, maybe I.
Russell Coit would drive a Ute, wouldn't he?
No. He's probably on occasion, but I don't remember. No.
He's got more of a full drive.
Full-wheel drive guy. You know, he can fit the stuff in the back. He can lock it up. He can head out into the wilderness.
But he would have a big. I reckon he'd have a Ute somewhere.
He'd have a Ute somewhere, maybe back at the
farm.
the theme park. But what do you carry around? Dogs, hay,
tools.
I think you sit on the back of it and throw the hay out when you're doing, and all the cows come up the back of it. You know.
I mean, they are a great invention, and they are very handy for moving stuff, Utes.
If
you've got a mate with a Ute, that's handy.
Okay, trivia question. Who wrote a comedy song about a Ute, and what was it called?
Oh, it's called The Ute. Didn't the Pete Best Beatles used to sing it? They built the Ute. Yeah, Butte. Is that one, or was it a different one?
No, but Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Kevin Bloody Wilson did one.
What was it called?
Rootin' the Ute?
Yes, I think it was called Rootin' in the Back of the Ute. Seriously, that is just...
Rootin' in the back of the Ute. Jeez, that'd be uncomfortable, wouldn't it? And they had a panel vans.
I think if you've set the hay up correctly.
Yeah.
Or you wouldn't want to do it with any other animals that hang around.
No, that's embarrassing.
That would be, come on, let's get the back of the Ute. You got a couple of pigs in there.
Don't worry about them.
Throw a bit of hay around, maybe throw a blanket down. Because, when you, all those out, what are those, what's that ball they have there? The
B&S.
The B&S.
Oh.
I can imagine they probably sleep in the back of the Ute.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago on the show where you sleep in the back of a panel van, but it's under the stars.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. And then if you want to really warm up or something, jump in the cabin, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
And, put on the heater and everything's all right. But you reckon it's an Australian, so it's an iconic Australian thing.
It's an Australian
and
invention.
has it been taken up over in other countries?
Yeah, well, I just said ISIS love the Ute.
Of course,
Al-Qaeda love the Ute.
I just can't think of a Cadillac. Oh, I was listening to 774 the other day.
Yes, the ABC.
ABC in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they were actually talking about the Ute. They were talking about there's a guy in where I was, I won't say where I was, down the beach, who lives at the end of my street, who has a Triumph. He's taken an old Triumph car.
Oh, he's made it into a Ute.
Made it into a Ute. And I'd just been at the shops, and they say, out there exists this Triumph Ute. And I just walked past it.
Wow. So they're talking to you.
I didn't ring up or anything. I was going to ring up.
Were you going to ring up?
Yeah, I was going to ring up. And
I always think to ring up. I think, no, don't ring up.
we've got Glenn from Hampton, and
Glenn, what do you want to say?
I just seen the ute that you were talking about.
Down the shops,
I
down
saw
the
it down the
beach.
shops. It really does exist.
Thanks, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Oh,
right.
and another thing. Thanks, Glenn. Oh, Glenn had to go. Oh, just want to say I really love iView and all the programs on it. And
But I do think, God, people could speak more clearly on the radio. That'd be good.
well, you've done a bit of ABC.
I did
had people
ABC
come-
I
Did you read your complaints?
Oh, absolutely.
Why would
Give us
you
a call, 1300 222 774, or text us 0437 774 774.
You were very
Okay.
good. I don't know why you
Now-
aren't working there now. Well, there's a story that you can't tell. I know.
there?
I know the story.
Well, I can't remember it.
I was in an ad for a ute.
You were an ad for the Utes.
Yes. For the
They're playing the Everyman again. Hilux?
No, I was the car salesman.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this would have been, this must have been late 80s. I reckon it was mid 80s or something. Before the comedy company.
Wow.
So that's big. Yeah.
That would have been good.
I played a car salesman who sold Richard Stubbs a ute.
Speaking of ABC.
And Richard played a sort of an outback tough guy, I think.
Did he?
And all his dialogue was, And
Sounds
this
like
is
the director was a fan of comedy.
Well, yeah, he's just gone on to a
Yeah.
comedy night and gone, we'll get those two blokes. And we ended up, had to jump. He drives it really hard. And they didn't set so they're going to do this thing where nowadays they can do anything. But back then we had this camera and it was shot on film.
Wow.
So it's the real deal. It was probably
Yeah.
16 mil. And they put the camera on the track and had to go over a jump and they're going to get this great shot of and the car lands on the
Camera.
and destroys it. You're going, what part didn't you work out? Anyway.
Well, it's gone full circle because I used to fill in for Richard on ABC. So
You
he
used
did
to
afternoons,
yep.
and I would fill in for him. And then I filled in for Red Simons too, who did breakfast.
I think
for a
you can
long
hear
time.
Richard on AW now with his
Yep.
brother, the Stubbs brothers.
Yep, Grubby.
Yeah.
But as you were saying before, they have what these radio stations. Not all Nova don't have this. They have a text messaging service where people can text 0437 774 774, and you hear the announcers all around Australia reading out the text messages, don't
Yeah.
you? So they
Yeah.
go, "Oh, we've got a text message from Phil from Bathurst who says." In regards to the rubbish on the road, the government should do something about it. Anyway, so you get a lot of abuse on there, though.
Which you can't. But why do they put it up if it's abuse?
Well, because it comes directly to you.
There's no one reading it and curating it.
Some of the announcers get too offended by it, so they have someone curating it, one of the producers. But also, then you can click on a section of people that have been banned. Oh, and because their text messages still come through, but they're blocked, but you can still see them.
You're blocked.
You're blocked, but man, some of them.
Did you read some of yours?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's like Nazis and stuff and like
all right.
full-on racist,
that's
full-on
all right. That's
swearing.
all right. Oh, you need a bit of that on-
It's like, wow, look at these guys.
Hating the world.
Yeah, anyway.
But
so-
it didn't make you don't take it personally.
Oh, I tell you what, though. If you're doing breakfast radio, so you're on air at 5:30 a.m., so you
Yeah.
come on air, right, and you're like this.
It's dark outside.
Yeah,
It's cold.
welcome to ABC 774. It's Dave O'Neill here, just filling in, getting some text messages through right now. Who the fuck are you? You know, like, where's Red? Fuck off. Who's this? You know, like, it's just like full on.
Anyway,
I saw you in the shop the other day. You're really fat. Oh, okay. It's great to be here. Oh,
I
man.
won't be on for long. I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. So it can really. I was on air when the Christchurch earthquake happened. Right.
So how did you go? Did you put
Well, it
your
was
important-
terrible because I'm not
Yeah.
a journalist, and I'm not. And people kept saying this isn't funny. You sound like it's a joke. I said, I'm a comedian.
Yeah, that's the normal thing.
oh, I know. And then I kept doing okay, we're getting it. The death toll's gone up to 45, and someone's like, mate, it's not a countdown. It's not. So you can't win.
Yeah.
But being on air as a comedian for like a tragic event is just not for me. For me, terrible. Yeah, that's not good.
You need someone on press the
Well,
red
you need a
button.
journalist. You need a
The
journalist.
journalist
to
can come in and then he can explain to you what's happening.
Yeah,
So then you can
have-
make your little jokes then. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
For something like Christchurch. Oh, boy. Anyway, we've gone off topic. The
So
Ute.
the Ute, fantastic. We love it. It's not only is it great for the farmers, but it's actually become a fashion item now.
It has, the
And
Ute.
and I know that there's the Ute with the cabin, which is the 2-seater and a 4-seater. You know, I used to drive one. Marty Sheargold.
Marty Shield had a Ute.
He had a
Jesus.
He had a Hilux.
But he kind of lives up the mountains anyway.
Yeah, and I don't know whether he probably doesn't drive it now, but I know when it was his first big, because we knew Marty before.
It's very Triple M.
Yeah, very Triple
Very
M.
Triple M.
Yeah, before he was big time
big.
radio, and he was his first big car. I remember
The Ute.
Yep, it was.
Oh,
it was
funny.
I guess is a Hilux a Ute? It's got the small tray. It's still got a tray.
Yeah, it's a Ute.
and,
That's
but it's got the four up
sure.
front cabin. Okay.
Sunday school. Did Marty ever go to Sunday school?
Yeah, I reckon he probably.
We all.
Oh, you're good at picking what people are. You know people.
He grew up in Canberra.
Yeah.
He went to Canberra Grammar School. I reckon he could have gone to Sunday school. I don't know what his mum and dad did for a job.
Did I go to Sunday school?
Yeah, you would have gone.
Yeah,
I did.
I was made to go.
I think my mum was a Sunday school teacher when she was a young woman.
I didn't listen to the stories, and I didn't. And then I get asked a question, and I go, I would just be looking out the window thinking about playing cricket. I'd look at the cricket over, and I go, I want to be out there playing cricket.
But did you have, for a long time, we had an older woman teaching us, really boring, right? And then they got some youth ministers in.
Hip.
Yeah, hip. Young Christians are probably having sex with each other. They're mad at it. And you can just tell by looking at them.
But what's the big group in the States?
What, the big Christian group?
Yeah. What are they called? The
Hillsong.
Hillsong.
Yeah, it's just in
I
Australia.
saw them interviewed, and they're having sex a lot, and they're very happy.
Yeah.
And they, which is, I am condoning that. I'm saying if your religion is making you feel, I guess we all feel like, anyway.
Anyway, I remember these young people had balloons with words on them. They'd burst them and stuff.
Bad words?
No, like faith or something. They burst and they tell a story. It was much better than the old lady.
Oh, I see. So you got.
So it was dynamic, Glenn. It was dynamic.
Yeah.
But
because I'm thinking of a balloon dancer. Because remember those strippers that used to have balloons all over them, and then they pop the balloons, and then they reveal different parts of their body. It wasn't like that. But it is a weird thing, though, without being harsh. That you saw faith pop gone. It should be.
I can't remember what it was.
It should be blowing the balloon up bigger and then pushing it out.
Faith.
Do you remember when, if you ever went to a funeral, they would sometimes get white balloons.
Yeah, let them go
with a tail on them.
Yeah.
And you know what it looked like, don't you?
Sperm.
It looked like sperm going up into the sky. And I went to a funeral, and we all stepped outside. We all had one full of helium to make them go up. And also, too...
bad for the environment.
Yeah, littering. And you let them go, and they all go together with the wiggly tails, and everyone's going, that's sperm. Anyway, I don't think they do it anymore, and they don't condone it. Yeah, anyway.
So I just remember Sunday school. It was better than church, but not much better.
Well, it was stories, but it was classroom and writing things down and having to remember things. And I dare say there was a test at the end. Do they still have it Sunday school?
Yeah. Because when I was doing swimming with the kids, sat next to a lovely woman who was in Hillsong, and she used to run the Sunday school for the kids. She said, so they still do it. Well, in some churches they do it.
So it's. Some do it differently to others. I mean, a different religion, obviously different stories. So, do you get something at the end of Sunday school? Because I remember that I was confirmed. Is that right? Confirmation.
Yeah. So, my brothers, 2 older brothers, were confirmed. So that's when. But you do Sunday school, but you also have separate lessons with the vicar, where you've got to. And my brothers were so badly behaved.
Your brothers.
Yeah, Mark and Trevor. Yeah. And Trevor would have been asking a lot of questions. Mark would have just been like burning stuff.
I just liked them automatically. I met one or two of them.
Anyway, so they were so naughty that the vicar said to Mum, don't worry about the other 2.
They're fine.
They're going to hell.
I can sign them. I give them special dispensation. They can go straight through.
Joyce, don't worry about the other 2.
Because when I was a kid, I remember thinking, okay, we all go to heaven if we're good. But then I'm thinking, what do I get from being confirmed? And I sort of saw it like you being upgraded from economy to business class.
Yes, true. You're straight in.
There's a special line at the pearly gates.
You're in that aisle, like you're in that aisle next to the premium aisle.
So they go,
you're in the lounge. You're in the lounge.
I'm confirmed. And we're all confirmed. Okay, come on through. You go straight through. So
you're making a toasted sandwich next to a CEO. Whereas I'm not confirmed. I'm just with the plebs down in the gate.
Yeah, I'm having that nice coffee that they had at the pearly gates. Comes out of the machine. And a little bit of chocolate.
But pearly gates jokes are funny. I got to remember one. Oh, I got to remember a good one.
Yeah, I know.
I like pearly gates jokes.
A guy goes up there and he's standing at the pearly gates and he goes,
why does that guy get in before me?
Yeah. And he's got a really large something or other. And then he goes, that's because you can't. I got it stuck in the pearly gates anyway. And last time I was here, I mean, there are good jokes. So what's a lay person then?
Layperson's just a normal, isn't it? What do you mean?
Is that a
just
person?
a normal person, isn't it?
You're a lay. That means you're not.
Yeah, you're not confirmed, isn't it?
I don't know.
There's a whole string of comics that were did a bit of preaching.
Well, who's the great late? Oh, what's his name?
Having a noble moment. Noble moment.
I was only watching him the other day.
Noble moment. Yeah, who used to scream.
And he was a preacher. And his rhythm, he learnt his rhythm from preaching.
Yeah, he's great.
Now, what about all those guys? Are they still? I mean, I know when I flick around the channels, if you're awake in the middle of the night, they're doing their shtick.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll just stop and their rhythm is, the rhythm is good.
Yeah.
The rhythm is reassuring.
I went down to the street and I saw some poor people. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah,
and it was good. And then they escalate. And then they said, the God will come, and he will come, and he will be your savior. So you're going, it's a bit like an auctioneer. It's a bit like an auctioneer. At 20, at 20, at 20, at 22.
It's true.
Now.
It's a similar rhythm.
You're in.
Right.
You're in. You go, oh, it's all happening. It's all happening.
It's all happening.
Yeah.
What was his name, that guy? He was great. He died young, and he used to wear and he would come on, and he would yell and scream. Jimmy, Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison.
Oh, thank God for that.
Oof, Ross Knowles punching the sky.
Sam Kinison, there's a routine that he does about relationships that is hilarious.
Oh, he's funny.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Anyway, look up a bit of Sam Kinison. I don't know what else we can say.
Sunday school.
You didn't sing songs.
No, you're probably doing some, but you had to get dressed up for Sunday school too. You had to wear your Sunday best. Remember that?
Oh, I remember
Get
it.
on your slacks.
Remember it being kind of a bit spooky, the clothes. Like back in the 1800s, the clothes they wore to Sunday school were kind of...
Oh, really? A bit freakish?
A bit freakish,
Well, we used to wear cords and a skivvy, didn't we? Put your cords on.
Oh, that was a good going out stuff, was it?
Don't get it dirty before you go out.
Yeah, I don't know. Sunday school. All right. Is there anything? What are we thinking?
Well, what thinking music can we have? We don't want.
Is there a Ute?
Or is there a Ute? We could play the Ute song. They built the Ute. Ute.
Rooting in the back of the Ute.
Well, that's enough.
Well, we can't be.
We can't play that. We can't. We'll get sued by Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Of course we will. We don't have copyright for that.
What's his daughter? She supports him. Her stage name is Genitalia.
No.
Classic. Genitalia.
Could we have?
Oh God.
Could we have some hymns? We don't want.
No, hymns. That's the problem with Anglican and Catholic. They're very miserable.
Yeah.
Oh man! And you'd always have the oversinger, the old lady, doing the trilling. Oh, you're like, oh, settle down, Beryl. Bloody hell, we know you can sing. She would do the octaves on top of the.
But she would probably serve the sandwiches. And when were we having afternoon tea? Was there ever? Oh, that's at a funeral.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, my parents used to go to funerals. I didn't even know the people just to do the catering for the church.
You had the chicken sandwiches. You had the
cup of tea.
The party pies.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, and nowadays they've even gone off a bit where they have the little dim sims and stuff. You go, this is a nice variation. I'm liking this.
Mini spring rolls.
This is good. You know what I do?
Because that's why Hillsong appeals to young people, because they have rock music. They have a bit of rock music.
Is Bieber into that? Justin Bieber.
Is he a Christian? He might be a Christian.
I think he has. I think he's played his. And nothing wrong with that. Whatever brings your bell, whatever makes you happy, But that's. And am I right in saying that the religion is a much still a strong undercurrent, much more than Australia, or is there undercurrent
in America?
America is stronger than Australia.
Yeah.
Are there parts of Australia that there's more religion than
Queensland?
I was going to say Queensland.
Queensland, more happy clappers, more Pentecostal up there.
Happy clappers.
Yeah, that's what they call Pentecostal. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
You know who are great at that. The I don't want to like the Pacific Islands when they do the choir.
Yeah.
Have you heard them?
No, but I've heard. Yeah, I'd love to hear them.
Oh, it is so. You go. I want to sing in that choir. I want to be part of that. Whatever they're doing, I'm loving it.
Well,
I love it.
It's like who's the guy that I used to do the fat with?
Mikey Robbins.
Nah, he was on Good News Week.
Oh right.
Tony Squires, and the other guy was called, anyway, whatever. He was a reporter a sports reporter for a long time.
Yep.
And he said it's really amazing how NRL changing rooms have changed over the years. So 20, 30 years ago, you go and there's all blokes smoking cans and he goes, now, because of all the Islanders, they're all singing and praying.
Oh, that's a great thing.
He said it's great. You go in, they're all singing.
Singing a song.
Yep.
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 Singing a song.
Well, I'd love to hear some Islander. Pacific.
Sam, what I don't know whether you can
Choir.
find whether they exist, but whether or not
Sure
we
they
get
do.
something, just a little taste. We don't want to hear it for half an
We don't
hour.
want to get converted.
No, but I'm on my way home because I've said before when I'm in the city,
You go to church.
I pop into the church
And?
they're always vacuuming, and you go, can't I have a little bit of time with? No, but I just find that if you're in the middle of the city and it's a bit of hubbub and you're
it's
early,
nice. Bit of
just go and
solitude.
sit on. And as we said before, about time they updated the seats.
Oh, they're so
hard and so
Oh.
cold. You're going, and I think we talked about not like
better heating, guys.
yeah, the easy boy religion.
Yes.
where you go and everyone sits in an easy boy and clicks it back. That would be worthwhile. But anyway, yeah, I go in there and then always anyway, so
Let's hear
Sam,
it.
if we could have a little bit of
Great.
quiet music.
Oh, beautiful.
Don't tell me you don't feel good now.
It's good. I feel good. I feel
Good.
uplifted.
And they would go into that bit of that clapping as
clapping.
well. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I reckon I've got this. I reckon it's for the nativity scene. Because I remember where they put the nativity scene in the ute, and they drive out to the people around and go, "Here's the nativity." So they don't people who couldn't get in because you see the Christmas windows.
Yeah.
So they drive it around and go, "Here's your nativity scene," or "Here's
What is the answer, Sam?
According to Ute folklore, the very first one was produced after a Victorian farmer's wife wrote to Ford asking if they could come up with a vehicle that would be suitable to drive to church on a Sunday, plus able to transport pigs around the rest of the time.
Is that why the ute was invented? That's incredible.
And they all probably went, "What?" And then they've gone, "Not a bad
Good idea.
Really good idea.
Nice up front, bit rough at the back.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, that's the thing, as we said before, you've got that rough bit out the back, and then you go, "I'm sick of this."
Yeah.
Because I shouldn't admit this, but we used to do a thing. Oh, no, will I tell that story?
Did you you get on the back of the ute and spin around and fall off?
Yeah.
I used to do that.
We used to do on the, should I admit?
Yeah, go on.
We used to, when we're
Kids
down,
don't try this at home.
No, this is what I'm saying. Because I did some illegal things in my time, and the time I
We
spent
all
in
did.
jail, I
Yeah,
really
you regret.
learned my lesson. Yeah. We used to go roof riding, and
God.
and then so we would. My brother who didn't drink, he would drive, and we'd go the back tracks up in the bush.
Yeah.
and we all get out and sit on the roof, and it was so bad. I did it one time around the Great Ocean Road. Again, illegal. Don't do it.
Did you ever fall off?
Well, then one of our mates got a Land Rover ute, and we were all in it, and I won't say who, but when we came to a fork, we were all watching the front, and one person wasn't, came to a fork, and he went to go down one way and then decided at the last minute to go the other way.
Oh, yeah.
So he wasn't being smart. He went, I'll go that way. And the person next to me just rose up and flew out of the back of the car.
Wow.
Landed on a bit of grass and didn't hurt herself, but it was. We all thought she's a goner.
It's terrible.
So I don't condone it, but
Well, I mean, this was the 70s.
yeah, it would have been the 70s.
Would have been the 70s.
and
You're probably all smoking.
we're probably So yeah, and I mean those roof racks, they snap off pretty easily.
Yeah.
So if you're up on the roof, as someone coming into the.
Here goes the Banging Door
Here goes the
Cafe.
Banging
Here we
Door.
go. Let's just hear if we can hear it. Here it goes. Oh!
There it is. There's a good finish point. We're in the
Thank you
in
very
Dave's
much.
pub, and we're in the back room. Well, this is quite. We've got big leather
Beautiful.
couches and everything. It does look like the people who own this. They listen to this podcast.
No, I just saw him walk past. Danny, he owns
It does
a pub.
look like the waiting area for a brothel.
Yeah. Not that you've been there.
But the big leather couches.
Yeah.
And there's some, those couches look like. Not that I've been. Yeah, exactly.
Not that you've ever been to one, but you've
No.
seen it in movies.
And there's some. Anyway.
Anyway,
we
we got to
love it
go.
here.
We got to go.